Alright, we're going to be starting with the Episode 3 guide to the Ultimate Doom speedrun. No monster style. So once we get out here in the open, very cool area, but we can ignore all the imps. And I generally just shoot here a few times because you want to manipulate both cacodemons to go to the left side of the red brick wall. So that we can go on in on the right, and then here we see the shotgun, and there's two separate ways you can go about this, and one way is the IL strat, which, so we see the pathway going along here, and there's triggers for sections of the platform to fall into the blood. But if you go around it, and we'll see if I kind of remember the setup here. We don't actually need this one for the run, but we'll try it a few times just to show like what the heck it even looks like. I'm just doing a straight 50 here, but as you can see is I wrap myself around the trigger. In an IL, you would attempt to do like a faster setup than setting yourself up on the wall, but this just gives you a better visual for what's going on. But you grab the shotgun, and then you can go straight back here. But if you look at the ammo I have, only 8 shots, it's luck-based when you get to the pinky hallway later in the map. So we don't use this for the episode 1 through 4 UV speedrun, because it's very inconsistent. You'll get to the end of the pinky hallway, and there'll be one last pinky for you to kill, but you're out of ammo with your shotgun, and your pistol is going to just waste so much time, it's not worth it. So instead, we just run for the shotgun, we kill one imp here, and then kind of strafe through this hallway. And right in this section is one of the most annoying luck points to the run as an entirety, because both of the cacodemons can just sit within about this position in the hallway, and they'll just block you off until you're dead. Now, you can kill these cacodemons if you want, but for the best results, you just want to try to get around them as best as you can, and it might not always be possible. Could result in a death. This whole hallway is just about killing pinkies. In the IL by Zetvano, the UV speed one is he skips 2 pinkies in this hallway somehow. It's pretty crazy. But, you're either going to be skipping 0 or 1 pinky in the UV speedrun. So if you get the pinkies kind of hanging out here, you can slide past them and just go to the end. Open up this door, and then you're going to kill between 4 and 6 imps before you attempt to run through to the end. But just recall that if you get into the melee position on the imps, they do a bunch of damage. So you could be sitting at 100 health, and you run into 2 of these imps, and you'll die in just a few seconds if you get stuck attempting to get to the door and go to the exit. Secret here if you really wanted it with a rocket launcher, but don't have to get it in episode 3. That's the end of Hellkeep. Really linear level, very straightforward. Slough of Despair is just kind of copy the speedrun route, because everything else in this map is optional. You don't need to go for it. Like, our goal here is we're going for a green armor, just to kind of keep ourselves safe. And then we're going to hit this secret for the plasma rifle. Get to this trigger, and that's going to lower a lost soul wall. And we go straight to the end. We grab the blue key. There's a couple cacodemons here, which we try to get around on the left. If this cacodemon blocks you, you just go to the right. I believe there's a caco in front of this blue armor, so it's not a worthwhile pickup. Going to stay on the left side of the Lost Souls. Then as you get into this door and you hit the switch, you want to fire anywhere between like 4 and 6 plasma, because there's high probability that a Lost Soul is sitting behind you, and you want to push him back. In that, you can get to the exit. Pandamonium, we have a pinky who is sitting right there. who's going to be looking at you. And there's another pinky here. It's important because once we get to the top of this section, we've grabbed the blue key and we're backtracking so that we can eventually go up this staircase and get to the BFG. But this pinky that activates here at the start of the map is going to be sitting in this area. And with infinite height properties in Doom, you can get blocked on the high ground as you're coming back down. So you need to watch out for that. If you run into an enemy and you're stuck at an infinite height, you have to back up. You can't just keep running into it because the monster's not going to move. Like if a monster is in melee position attacking you, they're just going to sit there and beat on you until you're dead. So we take out this pinky, and the 5 imps or so in this room, we want to kill every single one. And you'll be out of plasma by this time. One pinky staring at you that we want to go in this direction. And there's a specter here that you can dodge around. And here, this is a good setup. When you're just looking straight and coming off this elevator, if you do like a straight 50, it's just perfect positioning to get in here with no extra effort required. And we take damage. It's a damaging sector, so it sucks. We need to get out of here fast. But if you get here, and we assume you get stuck, there's a pinky who is below me, and it's like, shit. Back up immediately, try again. Blocks you, back up immediately, try again. Until you get down. Go to the BFG. If you have... if you want a little extra health to maybe help you out, there's a soul sphere there. But just remind yourself that you get 50 health anyhow. The soul sphere would just be extra. But the soul sphere is not required. When you're coming down, yeah, and you have a ceiling like this, remind yourself of episode 1 map 6. There's an area where we're going down a staircase much like this, and if your hitbox is like looking directly straight this way, I guess it's not the direction of your hitbox, because your hitbox is always axis based in Doom. It's always going to be on an X or Y direction. You can't like turn around your hitbox in Doom. You just need to be going at a slow enough pace to get down. And I find it easier to slow down my speed when I'm strafing in this way instead of going forward. Otherwise I get this bump on the ceiling that I'd like to avoid. We get down, there's a Baron of Hell to your left. If you're getting the second health kit, the Baron will wake up, but if you just go for the first one, the Baron will stay asleep. And assuming the Baron wakes up, you just need to go fast. Even if it does wake up, you can get around him quick enough that he is not a threat to you. Kill that pinky, and then we're going to take out our shotgun. And you can do this with a shotgun or your plasma rifle. The plasma rifle would be killing whatever imps are in front of you. But with the shotgun, we want to be as close as we can to the wall. And then once that door opens, quickly go in, shoot this imp. That's the only one you need to kill, and then go to the exit. And the shotgun method is faster and more consistent than the plasma one. But if you have the shotgun out and you get stuck on that imp, the downsides are far worse than the more safety plasma strat. Okay, House of Pain. We have a pinky here who can go left. The pinky can go right, or the pinky can come straight at you. So I shoot I shoot some plasma depending on, like, if the pinky is going to come straight at me. But if I shoot a little bit of plasma and the pinky goes left, then I can ignore it and keep going. But if it comes straight, I have to kill it. So I'm doing a preemptive strike on the pinky and then seeing what it does. So pinky gets out of the way. We run up our staircase. And you aim at this barrel. Now, if you want safety going in the whole rest of the map, pressing the left switch will raise the invulnerability that you can use for it. But we don't need it. We can just press the right switch and go through the rest of the map, but you have this as an option. No enemies in your way, so we can practice your Stray 50 here. Get around the Lost Souls and dodge the Baron however you can. But if you're attempting to do a Stray 50 on this last portion with the Baron, just be aware that your angle is locked again, and that might cause you to get up and close and personal with the Baron. Get our blue key, we're going to come back around, and you can have all the enemies that come out to the edge here where we have our face textures and etc. Or the pinkies can like hang out back in here. And don't make the mistake of just like screwing around with these barrels, because you can get stuck on them plus the pinky. I more recommend doing a wraparound if you have pinkies like in the back of this hallway. Open this and shoot like once or twice so that hopefully all the imps are on the right side. And then that'll make us waste less plasma. Because there's additional plasma routing in episode 3. Same thing as episode 2, because we need to have 80 plasma by the time we get to the Spider Mastermind on E3M8 to kill it with the BFG. Okay, this part is silly if you just don't know what to do, but it's just two separate, like, triggered areas. If you go there, a door is going to open. If you go in the water puddle, one of those doors open. And if you hit this gray flat, the second door opens. So we'll wait for everything to close. Or does it, like, permanently stay? Or do you have to, like, hit it again so it comes down? But, when you come into the room is you want to just hit the water puddle and the gray flat just like this, so they both open. So just... Okay, do that again, and then go in. We have a Spectre here, and we have a bunch of imps, but we want to give us more time when we're doing the key grab trick. And how I do that is, if you watch my runs, I take a shot when I get into this room, and that is on purpose. We're going to get the Spectre to activate and move around, and all of these imps in this corridor are going to start moving in this direction. And that gives me just a few extra seconds to be safe. Now, if you're not confident with the key grab, there's a second invulnerability here. Let's talk about the switches first. You only need to press these two to open these doors, and I don't know what these switches do. Close the door. But back in the hallway, so yeah, take a shot, get around the Spectres, do a wall run to hit this pillar, and then you're gonna press, and use this corner as a setup. There's multiple setups to do this key grab. Like, there's a Zero Master run out there where he like stray 50s from here, but I'm just gonna show you my setup. They close the same doors? Oh, okay. There's still some mechanics in Doom to this day that I forget, because I never use them. I remember them on my very first, say, casual playthrough when I was really young, but not really what they do after so many years. But the setup is, okay. So do you see this kind of pipe here. There's like a pipe there. There's like one here. That's the visual cues that I'm looking at on the wall. And I want to... do you see the dark row of pixels where my shotgun is pointing at there? There's like a dark one, a little bit lighter, and that. That's what I want on the left end side of my screen. We're going to get to that. So we've got pipe 1 on the left, pipe 2 on the left, and then pipe 3. And then we want to move over to the dark edge of it, right about there. And then I'm going to use an SR40. SR40 left, not SR50. So that's just A plus W. Okay, try that again. A little bit left. There. I was too far right there. So, where the dark section starts. Not where the dark section, like, ends. So that would be too far. But, like, where it starts. There. Screenshot that. After you get your yellow key, we go in here and we grab the red key. And this door should be open by the time you've done your key grab. You've grabbed the red key and you come back around. So you shouldn't have to press the switches twice. Open on up. Hit scanner might get in your way so you can kill him. And then just go through the hallway. Try to dodge around the pinky. It's not a must that you kill the pinky. And then shoot this Cacodemon as the door opens. Don't let it get into this doorway. Really freaking annoying if it gets in there, because you have to kill it. It gets stuck. And then you maneuver around the Cacodemon, and you're done. House of Pain is the most difficult map in Episode 3 besides Limbo. There's just, there's more things going on, more things that can go wrong. Unholy Cathedral is straightforward. Just gonna open a few doors, and then turn yourself to the left, strafe back, and then once you're here, we go off the teleporter, and we take a shot so that the pinkies all comes towards us. Because these pinkies are gonna go into this teleporter, and then, when you get back into this room later, having the blue key, you should only have a few pinkies that can possibly get in your way instead of 6 or 7. We backtrack through the teleporter, and then you're going to go to this door. Run through, trigger the lowering wall, go to this switch and hit it, grab the blue key, and then leave out here. But if you're slow, this crusher is going to start coming back down. And a slow crusher can do up to 1600 damage to Doomguy. That means if you have a Megasphere at 200% health and 200% armor, you will die. Don't mess with a slow crusher. You remember this area? The area with the 7 or so pinkies that we're manipulating? We're already back here. Go into this door, and then you're going to punch whatever imps and the Lost Soul out of the way. Get some health, and you're out. Mount Erebus. Fire Blue is a stream destroyer. Watch out for it. The final boss. But, so we're starting back here. We wrap around the Fire Blue wall. And then we're going to go in here. And since we have a Berserk pack, that's going to put us back straight to 100% health. That's great. If you have low plasma below... Thinking of numbers here. If you're below 75 to 80 plasma, because your goal on Limbo is we need 60 plasma at the start. And you don't want to waste any more than 60 because we're going to use a BFG shot. You're going to open this wall. And also if you're just unconfident with the route, you have a plus 100 energy cell pack. And it's a great backup. get this, and we're gonna open this side. And these doors are just where the little mini torch candle is on the ground. Go in here. You're gonna get 1 rocket pickup that is here. And then we strafe into this little box that we can see below me. So jump on in. And then you're gonna turn, and there's a specter that is just hanging out. The specter is gonna take 1 or 2 rockets. I shoot 1 rocket, and I'm kind of hoping that it dies, but I have 5 rockets here. I picked 1 extra up somewhere in the episode, but I route for 4 rockets. But if we assume the specter dies in 1, then as this wall is lowering, I shoot 2 rockets to kill everything in this room. So 1, 2. Take your plasma out. And we're going to assume that I have 80 plasma available. I can shoot up to 20. So since I have 241 here, I can go down to 221 until I have exactly 60 plasma. Grab our blue key, and then you come back out by the fire blue final boss. Go in here, and you're done. Did you see that little soul sphere there in the door? That's where a bunch of cacodemons are. You don't want to come into Limbo if you have, like, anywhere below 30-ish health, let's say, for example, because there's 4 shotgunners. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you're at super low health, they can take you out. But I'm like assuming that episode 3 isn't that dangerous, so that that'll be an uncommon situation. But you can look around Mount Erebus if you're at low health, see if there's some health pickups you can find, and then come to Limbo if you're just that low. Like, there's an invulnerability on Mount Erebus that you can get on the previous map if you want it to be absolutely 100% safe. But yeah, we start Limbo. And this is a big puzzle map where you're going around different pillars, like the one you see in the middle. There's 1 there, there's 2 over there. There's a singular 1 in the blue key room. There's 1 here. And there should be 1 over here. Right behind there. And in your normal casual playthrough, you will need to use essentially all of them. But in the speedrun, we'll go back to the start because it's easy to get lost. In the speedrun, we're skipping several of these towers using strafe running. We're going to start by going over to the left. Go here and just go straight for your blue key and then come back. Oh, wait. In this hallway, so as we're right around this corner, assuming we have 60 plasma, that gives us enough for 1 single BFG blast. So you're going to shoot it as you come around the corner, hit there, and then take out like a whole bunch of pinkies and then run across. Because if you don't do that, then there's a chance that all those pinkies, they're just running over, you know, like cows on a roadway or something, and they're going to block you. And we run in here, you're going to hit that, ignore the cacodemon, and then go, so left, and then just straight through here, kill the shotgunner, grab the rad suit, and then just hook a right. And we're going to follow. Don't go left, go right. Go back through here. Kill the shotgunner. Hit that, and then we're going to strafe into here. A few pinkies in this hallway that can block you up, so dodge them however you can. We're going to go back around and into this room, and you're going to go into the right pillar while having your rocket launcher out. There's a bunch of extra health here and a rad suit if you want it. And then you're going to turn, fire a rocket, and that should kill all 4 hit scanners. Now look at how these platform little sectors are set up. Is that there's little corners that you can see, and that's what you want to aim for when you're doing your strafe 50 jumps. So I find the corner, and then we do the little stray 50. We get our yellow key, and then we go on back. Go here. Again, I'm looking at this corner. Like, I can stay in the teleporter, but if you go outside of the teleporter and you try to do this and you accidentally go back in, it's going to teleport you back here. But I stay in the teleporter and I strafe here. But there's a second way. You can come out of the teleporter and you can move to this little vertex. And then you can get across there too. Hit your switch. And that raises the final platform. And we have the yellow key at this point. So if you find this stray 50 too hard that I'm going to teach you in a bit, you can run here. Go in the yellow door. And then you have 40 plasma. There will be a bunch of lost souls in this area, but you can just run to the exit. But I'm going to go back and show you the stray 50. So again, remember we got the yellow key, we were in this room, and then we're coming back. You would go straight back to this pillar. Oops. And then take a look here. Is we can see on the platform that we're standing on that it juts out there. And that is where you need to face with your stray 50. So, go back into the teleporter. I move myself with a right strafe input so that I'm kind of here. And then I'm going to look at the area that juts out, and we're going to do a stray 50 to the right. But this stray 50, it's mandatory that you stop yourself on this platform. Because if you fall in here, it's a soft lock. And you cannot get out. There's no way to get out of this blood pit if you fall into it. After you've raised this platform. Go in here. And we're done. That's Limbo. Okay, final boss map. If I was at 65% health instead of like 100%, a little bit dangerous to go and kill the Spider Mastermind. So in that case, I might go to the central area and get the blue armor, just to keep it safe. Let's get back here. Yeah. Perfect time and needle, right at the end.
You could have spent that like on a burrito or something more worthwhile.
But I'm just running back to the door. You don't have to run back to the door. Like, after you get the blue mega armor, you would go and take out the Mastermind as quickly as possible. But I'm assuming, okay, if you don't go for the blue armor and you just want to take out the Mastermind ASAP, you do a wall run. Because this is a north-facing wall, so we can do that. The Mastermind is going to be on your right side, and we need to have at least 80 plasma ammo. Now, the BFG works in that it shoots a large projectile that does between 100 and 800 damage. But there's a second part of damage with the BFG, which shoots out a bunch of rays from Doom Guy in like approximately the direction that you're pointing. There's like a more specific definition of the BFG, but it's like you just need to be aware of these two damage sources essentially. So because these conical rays come out or emit from Doom Guy, the closer you are to the enemies when the projectile goes off and the rays emit, the more damage it does. So with the Spider Mastermind, how we're going to take it out with 1 or 2 BFG shots is we're going to shoot one of these against the wall. And it's going to be a few seconds before we have the rays that emit. And then we're going to shoot a second shot during that at the Spider Mastermind. And as this is happening, as you're shooting both of these projectiles, you want to be running as fast as you can to get in the Spider Mastermind's grill so that it will die. So this map is going to look like this. Wall run, shoot, shoot. Both of those are going to go off at about the same time. The Spider Mastermind is going to die. Like that. It's just going to go down. And that's the end for Inferno.